Hello again, everyone. Terry Earthwind over at Consortium, and I have a colleague of mine, Simon Haigh. Simon, I'm so glad that you dropped by. I'm excited to what I'm going to hear today.
Terry, it's great to be here, and I've been watching you a lot online, and I've seen the growth in your followers and the amazing work you do. So I'm really privileged to be chatting to you today.
I feel the same. We are like colleagues, that's for sure. So here comes the famous question. Simon Haigh, what are you doing?
Okay, well, Terry, I'm referred to as the growth strategist. So if you look at all my social media channels, I'm referred to as the growth strategist. And what does that mean? Well, I help organizations and leaders with growth through if you can imagine, four pieces of jigsaw that interlock. So there's business growth, there's brand growth, both personal and business brand, there's mindset growth, and then there's leadership growth. And I believe strongly that organizations are made up of people. Organizations need to have motivated, resilient, mindful people. And as human beings, if we're not growing spiritually, we're moving backwards. And the same with companies. If they're not growing, they're moving backwards. For me, it's all about growth. Another way of describing this is I basically shine a light on people and organizational competencies to improve, to match their confidence with their capability. That was something that my mentor, Marshall Goldsmith, said to me a couple of years ago. Simon, you need to match your confidence with your capability. So for me, it's all about helping growth. And I guess a bit like you, I would describe myself as a portfolio entrepreneur. I deliver this growth program through a number of different vehicles. My own company, simonhaigh.com, and I focus on mindful business and aligning three core aspects for organizations and people. I look to see, do you have enough drive, number one? And if you do, great. That has to be aligned with number two, your strategy. Do you have sufficient strategic thinking? And if you do, great. And that also has to be aligned with opportunity. Are you chasing the right opportunity? So I kind of break it down like that. And I guess what I really try and do is help organizations, people move from comfort through fear to learning through what I call the growth zone. And I do this through a number of vehicles, my own company, but I'm also a co-founder of Inclusion and Leadership with 3 American partners. And we're all about helping organizations improve what I call the 3 R's: revenue, risk, and reputation. They're the only 3 things that govern business. And by the way to do that is through what I call cohesive and inclusive growth. So if you don't have sufficient diversity, equity, inclusion, gender balance, ethical communication, if you can't manage your remote workforces appropriately, and if you don't have sufficient cultural cohesion, you're not going to optimize that cohesive and inclusive growth. I'm also involved in another business called Steer Us from America, which is the world's first soft skills academy, and other businesses as well. And like you, Terry, I've now written 3 books. The last 2 books have been forwarded by Marshall. I'm writing another book, 2 books right now. One is 40 Chats with 40 Global Thought Leaders. This came out from a podcast series. And my pet project is a book that I'm writing called The Infinite Growth Journey. And I'm really excited about this. What I'm doing is looking at growth from a ripple effect. So I'm looking at what growth means spiritually within us, then how it impacts how we as humans interact and communicate, because communication is about connection. And then moving outwards, how does that impact nations and then continents and the globe and the universe? So I'm looking at growth as an infinite growth journey. And so that's just a little bit about me. There's 2 versions of me. There's the LinkedIn cool version, which I've just mentioned. And I've also had a life of trauma as well. And people can read about, there's a website, mindsetandmindfulness.com. And I've written about some of the things I've been through and some of the things I've experienced. And I think just to finish on this, it's really important that I've been through some tough times, because it galvanates that resilience and allows me to appreciate what I have, and to prevent that ego from poking through. I have to operate always, Terry, through the prism of vulnerability and honesty. So hopefully that explains a little bit about me.
And spot on for 5 minutes. Does this guy got a timer or what? Lovely conversation. I'm going to have you back, because this is not done, my friend. Thank you so much for stopping in. Simon Haigh, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks, Terry.
Consortium, the business model for the 21st century.